All right, so we're diving deep today into a case that's been everywhere. The disappearance of Hannah Kobayashi.
Yeah, this one's really captured people's attention, huh?
Definitely. 30 years old, just vanished, seemingly into thin air, after landing at LAX last month.
Last month, wow. It feels like it's been longer with all the coverage.
Right. You guys have said us so much on this. Articles, forum posts, even international news. So we get it. This is a story that needs a deep dive.
It is. Lots of twists and turns, conflicting reports. It's a lot to unpack.
It is. So that's what we're doing today. Cutting through the noise, we're going to present a clear picture of what we actually know, based on everything you've all sent us.
We've gone through all of it. Don't worry. We're going to separate fact from fiction here. Give everyone a solid understanding of, well, everything. What happened, the evidence, the mysteries.
Exactly. Okay, so let's start with the basics. Setting the scene right, November 8th. Hannah Kobayashi, she's 30, arrives at LAX.
Coming from Hawaii, right?
Yeah, flying from Hawaii, she's got a connecting flight to catch to New York City.
LAX is busy. Easy to miss a connection.
Except, and here's where it gets interesting, she never boards that flight.
Didn't miss it. Police clarified pretty quickly. She chose not to board. Intentionally.
Right. And then the text messages, the ones she sent to her family.
Oh, yeah, those. Cryptic. Strange.
Definitely added fuel to the fire, talking about the Matrix, stolen funds, feeling tricked by someone she loved.
Wild stuff. Had everyone trying to figure out what they meant. Media, online sleuths, everybody.
But I mean, that's the thing with electronic communication, isn't it? It's tough to interpret.
Oh, absolutely. We read so much into texts, emails, whatever. Assume we're getting a clear view of someone's emotions.
But it's just not that simple.
Nope. Sometimes people mislead. Sometimes, well, they might be having a mental health crisis.
And that's going to affect how they communicate.
100% makes it tricky. Trying to piece together a puzzle, someone's state of mind, from a few digital breadcrumbs. Like, are they breadcrumbs or are they,
Red herrings.
Yeah, red herrings, that's the one. And Hannah's texts. They were definitely alarming, no doubt.
Right. But concrete information, not so much.
More questions than answers, that's for sure.
Which, of course, led to the search for Hannah.
Her family, wow. They really went all out.
They did. Social media, huge online campaign, trying to find anything.
I mean, wouldn't you?
Of course. Her father, Ryan, he flew from Hawaii to LA to join the search.
Just awful the lengths families go to when someone vanishes, no trace.
It is. And, these public appeals, they can be really effective, social media especially.
Oh, for sure. Information spreads like wildfire. But, got to acknowledge the downside, too.
The downside.
It's not always accurate what gets spread. Sometimes all the speculation, rumors flying around, it can hurt the investigation.
Makes it harder to find the truth.
Exactly. And then the most tragic part of it all, November 24th, just weeks after Hannah disappears. Ryan, her father, takes his own life near LAX.
It's just devastating. Really highlights the emotional toll this takes on families. Just unimaginable.
It's just unimaginable. The pressure they must be under. But then, just days after Ryan's passing, a twist.
Right. LAPD announces, out of the blue, they have footage of Hannah crossing the border into Mexico.
On foot. Can you believe that?
Totally changed the investigation's direction. I mean, before, it was all, did something happen to her?
Right. Abduction. Foul play. Now, well, it's clear. Voluntary disappearance.
Makes you think about those texts. About disconnecting, wanting to disappear.
Right. Like those weren't just random thoughts. Pretty deliberate, huh?
It's weird to think about, we're all so connected these days. Constantly. It seems almost impossible to just vanish.
It is. Our phones, social media, everything. Always sharing, always available. And yet more and more people are trying to do exactly that. Disconnect. Go off the grid.
Is it just burnout? I mean, I get that. Information overload is a thing.
Oh, absolutely. We're bombarded constantly. News, opinions, everything. Sometimes you just want quiet.
But for Hannah, maybe it was more than that. Maybe she was looking for something. Peace, maybe. Control over her own life, away from all the noise.
Maybe. It does make you wonder, though, right, about our relationship with all this tech. Is it a tool? Or is it controlling us?
Big questions, for sure. But let's not forget, Hannah disappearing, it wasn't just about her. The impact on her family, her father.
Tragic. Really drives home the point. Even when someone chooses to leave, it affects everyone they leave behind,
It does. Makes you think about, where's the line between personal freedom and responsibility to loved ones?
Tough one. Can you really justify cutting off everyone, even if it's for your own good? when it hurts those who care.
No easy answers there. Really speaks to the, I don't know, the complexity of choices. In a world where we're all connected, our choices affect other people, whether we want them to or not.
That's for sure.
Okay, so big picture time. We've looked at the evidence, the possible motives, everything. But what does it all mean? For you listening, what can you take away from all this? Hannah's story. It's more than just a missing person case.
It is. It's about, I don't know, it makes you think. Of our relationship with technology, our privacy. That balance between what we want for ourselves and our responsibility to, well, everyone else in our lives.
It really does. And it shows you, there's always more than one side to every story. Even when we think we have all the pieces, there might be, I don't know, something we're missing, some motivation we don't see. It could just be a mystery forever.
It happens, but it makes you think, right? Approach things with a little more, I don't know, curiosity, a little empathy, and a healthy dose of skepticism, too. Question things.
Exactly. So as you guys process all this, we want to leave you with something to think about. One last thought. In a world where it feels like you can't disappear, like someone's always watching, always connected, what does it actually mean to want to be anonymous, to be invisible? And is it worth it? What's the cost of that?
Something to think about.
It is. Well, that's it for our deep dive today. Thank you for sending us all the material. It's been, it's been fascinating.
Definitely kept us on our toes.
It did. But as always, keep those tips coming. You never know what we'll dive into next. Until then, stay curious.